It's the 7th studio album by the Beatles, followed up to Rubber Soul, and it's pre-Sgt. Pepper. I think this is quite underrated, or it certainly was at the time. I think as years have gone on, people have really started to consider this as one of their best pieces of work. And quite rightly so as well. I mean, I think this is the time when they stopped doing the live tours and they spent a lot of time in the studios. So, and you can hear it on this. I mean, they was trying out so many different stuff, you know, backward loops, double track loops, and you name it, all sorts. You know, it was very experimental back then, and they had a lot of time to do it. Absolutely amazing album with this really cool artwork by Klaus Voormann, who was a pal from Hamburg, and he actually ended up being in the band Manfred Mann. Yeah, only found that out this morning. Nice one, Klaus. Awesome. And I think he only got paid something like £40 for this. I mean, I've checked out some of Klaus's artwork, and it is kind of really cool. So yeah, definitely worth checking out some of that. So, Taxman. I haven't played this for a while. A little while anyway. I really want to enjoy the experience. So shall we open it? I noticed there was a little tear in there yesterday. Just a little hole in the cellophane. Probably the mug rolling around in there, it probably was. That is very, very shiny. This is lovely. Cellophane bit. Right, so let's do the track listing. Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, I'm Only Sleeping, Love to You, Here, There and Everywhere, Yellow Submarine, She Said, Good Day Sunshine, And Your Bird Can Sing, For No One, Dr. Robert, I Want to Tell You, Got to Get You Into My Life, and Tomorrow Never Knows. Ooh, this is going to be good. Let's get it on the record player. Let's do this. So, lovely glossy cover this. Look at that. It's beautiful. Let's get the vinyl out and get it on there. Oh, nice chunky. You can feel 180 gram on that really nice black and yellow Parlophone label. Wonderful. So, Taxman, let's do this. Wow. Look at that. Just over half an hour of pure excellence. Okay, at last, Revolver. I'll be back in a little while. Literally, Tomorrow Never Knows at the end, I had goosebumps on goosebumps. It does sound bloody marvellous in here, I've got to say. Thoroughly enjoyed Revolver. I felt like I've just put it on. It goes that quick. And summing it up first of all, before I even get into track by track or talking about each song, there isn't a duff one on here. These are all excellent in their own right. They really, really are. Incredible. Right, let's go through this. Right. Starts off with George Harrison's Taxman. You know, that superb riff, boom, 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 that the Jam literally copied on their single Start. Such a cool riff, and I think he was having a little dig at the Prime Minister at the time, Harold Wilson, from Labour, because they was getting, because obviously the Beatles were earning good money. They went into the super tax bracket where it was like 19% or whatever. It was mental. So, but excellent song by George Harrison, I've got to say. And then it goes into track 2, Eleanor Rigby. Shit. Paul McCartney only. I do believe all the Beatles worked on the lyrics with him, but he was the only one present, and a string quartet on this one. And this is why I always say George Martin, God rest his soul now, he was the fifth Beatle. I mean, they was very creative and they was brilliant at writing songs and playing their instruments, etc. But to be able to put on vinyl or on tape their vision, I mean, the guy was a genius, you know. But Eleanor Rigby's amazing. Eleanor Rigby is that's another Goosebump Your Arms song. They were so tight during this period. And I'll tell you what else I did notice and all. Apart from probably 2 songs, which was Love to You and I'm Only Sleeping, all the songs was under 3 minutes. And them 2 was only just over by a couple of seconds. So that's why the album just sort of like, boom, in your face, loads of energy. Yeah. And track 3 is John Lennon's first song on the album, I'm Only Sleeping. And this is a really lazy type, but it's got the backwards guitars going on. Apparently George Harrison learnt to play this riff back. Hang on, I think I might be wrong here. Play it backwards. Heard it backwards, learnt to play that, and then they reversed it so it kind of is in tune. I mean, this is, you know, they couldn't do this stuff live really, and they didn't. And they didn't, you know. Yeah, but Only Sleeping's really good. A nice, lazy, lethargic lyric from John, and you can feel the influence of drugs in some of these songs. Certainly, Tomorrow Never Knows and Got to Get You Into My Life, but we'll get to them in a minute. But yeah, really enjoyed I'm Only Sleeping. Then Love to You, the George Harrison number, second one. Now, in the prior album, Rubber Soul, obviously, Norwegian Wood, we heard the sitar. Well, Love to You is literally jumping right forward. This is full on Indian music. But it's bloody brilliant. You can see George was really, really affected by this inner light thing that was going on. It sounds great. A bit like Within You Without You on Pepper, you know, that very, very, very influenced by Indian music. Then comes number 5, Here, There and Everywhere. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful love song. Paul McCartney, during 1966, is arguably the best songwriter of that year. Eleanor Rigby, Here, There and Everywhere. Man, the geezer was just on top form. He was on top form. That is such a gorgeous song. And then it breaks away right in the middle, and then it sort of just comes right back to itself again. They're all so contrast from one another, yet they fit so well. You know, you've got a bit of Indian, a bit of pop, a bit of rock, a bit of soul, a bit of Motown. Bloody marvellous. So that Beatles song is a gem, Here, There and Everywhere. But like I said, this whole album hasn't got a bum one on it. Now, the next one up is Yellow Submarine. Now, I know a lot of people knock this song. It was the Ringo song, and a lot of people knock Ringo and all. God knows why. I mean, you listen to some of them drum rolls he does on Day in the Life. Fuck off. The geezer is a legend. He's a Beatle. Fuck, you know what I mean? And Yellow Submarine, I know a lot of people all take the mickey. My brother-in-law Colin says it's a kid's song, but they spent more time recording this track Yellow Submarine than they did the whole album of Please Please Me. They had chains in buckets and sounds, and if you listen to it properly, listen to it, and some of the harmonies as well. Bloody brilliant. Yes, it's a kid's song, but I absolutely love Yellow Submarine. And I defy you to listen to it and not sing along. Marvellous. And then finally, it finishes side one with She Said, She Said. Now, originally it was going to be called He Said, because they was having a little bit of a LSD binge or a party at Peter Fonda's house, I think it goes. And Peter Fonda, while they was all on acid, kept saying, I know what it's like to be dead. While you're on acid? Geezer, leave me alone. And apparently he nearly died when he was younger, Peter Fonda. And while they was all tripping, he's showing them the gunshot wound. And George was disgusted, and John Lennon told him to just sort it out and shut up. So, but this has got some really great sounds in it, She Said. And some really sort of like trippy lyrics. Bloody marvellous. And that was side one, over and done with. And then we flip over, and it starts off with a cracking song. Paul McCartney one, Good Day Sunshine. Now, this was influenced, or because they really, really liked the band The Loving Spoonful. Nice band. You see John Sebastian at Woodstock doing The Younger Generation. Always like that song. Good Day Sunshine is a really good feeling Beatles song. It is. It just feels great. As soon as it comes up, you sort of feel like, you know, everything's going to be kind of cool. And there's some really good piano work going on in that song. And yeah, so that's Good Day Sunshine. Brilliant way to start off side two. And your bird can sing, but you don't get me. You don't get perfect harmonies. The harmonies on this are tight between Paul, John and George. Tight as you like. And that is another classic Beatles song. And then it goes into For No One. And this is like the sad, like Eleanor Rigby, you know, a little bit sad, a little bit broken up and how you're feeling. But Paul's description, in your eyes you see nothing, and it breaks your heart. Breaks your heart. Beautiful Beatles song again. I mean, Paul McCartney during this sessions, mate, 1966, year I was born, mind. You was on top form, mate. Honestly, top form. Amazing. And track 4 is Dr. Robert. I love Dr. Robert. Apparently this is about a real doctor called Dr. Robert Freeman that was working in Manhattan at the time, and he used to give all the singers speed pills. So, you know, everyone was off their tits buzzing about. But it's got some really cool sort, almost like country and western throughout it, and then it's got some really twangy old guitars going on. Number 5 is George's I Want to Tell You, and this sounds brilliant as well. I mean, George was definitely coming on during this period as a formidable writer, and I mean, what's he got on here now? So Harrison got 3 on here: Taxman, Love to You, and I Want to Tell You. And this is a really good, and this one sounded fantastic on vinyl, as they all did actually. Then track 6 is Got to Get You Into My Life, and I think this is about Paul McCartney's discovery of marijuana. I was alone, I took a ride and all that lot. Very trippy lyrics and dreamy lyrics, but it's got that big ba-ba-ba, the opening sound is just like, whoa, where are we going then? And then into it. Bloody beautiful song. And finally, track 7, John Lennon's Tomorrow Never Knows. Obviously, I've spoke about Tomorrow Never Knows before. This is, John was reading a Timothy Leary book and also the Tibetan Book of the Dead. And basically, it was on acid, and he went back and wrote all these lyrics. You know, it's a meditation state, really. But I would love to have been a fly on the wall during the recording sessions of that. Apparently, they was putting mics in Durex and putting them underwater, and you know, and all these crazy things, swinging around in there to create these dreamy sounds. And I think it's just one chord going through. But going back to Ringo's drums, that sort of like rhythmic Indian drum sound. And Tomorrow Never Knows literally had my arms and neck tingling. How often does a song you've heard, I don't know, 1,000 times do that to you? Truly amazing. So, very, very happy with this. There's a host of amazing and uncredited names backing voices on the Yellow Submarine, including Rolling Stones' Brian Jones, hippie singer-songwriter Donovan, George Harrison's first wife Pattie Boyd, and Marianne Faithfull. One of the stranger sounds on the album is a seagull on Tomorrow Never Knows. However, the band didn't take a trip to the seaside to record the birds, but instead distorted the sound of Paul McCartney laughing to himself. Ingenious. The album's name, Revolver, it doesn't mean the gun. It's more, it revolves. It revolves. Everything revolves, goes round. I think it could have also been called After Geography, or Pendulums, or Fat Man and Bobby, Magic Circles, Four Sides of the Circle, and also Beatles on Safari. Oh, and lastly but not least, another Yellow Submarine fact. Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby was released as a single, the only singles from this album, on the same day as the album. So there you go. Revolver, finally played. And I'll probably play it again later on this afternoon. That went way too quick for me. Way too quick. And it sounded fab. It literally, excuse the pun, it sounded fab. I absolutely love this album. Still is my favourite. It used to be Pepper, but I think this one's just grown on me and it's always just got better and better. Next vinyl first play will be the triple album of Anthology Volume 2. And on here, obviously, it's got the Revolver sessions, and I think we've also got instrumental only, music only of Eleanor Rigby on here. So, quite looking forward to playing that, hopefully this week sometime. So, yeah, so that's about it for Revolver. I'm now going to do the awful task of phoning DeAgostini. So, if you're not following the DeAgostini saga, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like Revolver like I do, marvellous stuff. But for those of you who are interested to see what they come up with, why they lost my Beatles vinyl mug, stick around.
Thank you for calling DeAgostini. You are speaking to Beverly.
Hello, Beverly. Hello, Beverly.
How can I assist you today?
I had a delivery from you yesterday, and it was number 14 and 15 in the Beatles vinyl collection, and it said on the invoice or the inventory it had a Beatles mug in there, but it didn't. There was no Beatles mug in there.
My apologies regarding that. May I have your subscriber number so that I can replace the mark?
Yep, my account number is ET48, yeah, ET, as in ET phone home, ET,
Thank you. Kindly confirm your name, please.
my name is Stripe.
Thank you, Mr. Stripey. One moment while I replace the mark. All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Crystal clear line as always. No.
Thank you for staying on the line, Mr. Stripe. I've replaced the mark for you. It will take between the next 14 working days from the date of this page for you to receive it. All right.
So, what, you're sending me out another one?
That is correct, Mr. Stripe.
Are you going to send me another Beatles mug?
That is correct, Mr. Stripe. My apologies for you not receiving that mark.
All right, lovely. Thank you. I thought it was going to be a lot more painful than that.
Thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
So they're going to get it out to me the next working day. We will see. Cheers for watching, people. I'll be back with another ramble real soon.